everybody, and welcome to episode 171 of the Let's Play world. I have been doing this New Year, New Me vote, where I have asked you to choose my new skin for 2024. And last week, I had you vote between two different skins, which were the clean-shaven Todd and the old Todd, and overwhelmingly, you chose the old Todd. This week, I put up two more skins for you to vote on, and once again, you absolutely surprised me. I thought for sure that more people would like Robot Todd, but again, overwhelmingly, Mustache Todd is the winner this week. So we're going to do one final vote of this final week of 2023, and we're going to put Old Todd up against Mustache Todd and see which one is the victor. Today, to start off, as you can see, I'm beginning this video on Christmas, so all of my chests are packages, which is super fun. It's one of the most fun times of the year. We did some work down here. You can see this is becoming much more overgrown looking. We've got this nice formal garden, and I filled out some of the maps up here. And I think what I want to do today is something that's on the wall of tasks that we weren't really talking about, but I kind of want to do. I think that is, today, I want to build a mob farm. I recently saw a video that Wattles did, and I'll leave a link for you so you can check it out, but he made a passive mob farm, meaning there's no redstone, there's no flushing system, any of that. He just sort of used some, platforms and some simple mob pathfinding techniques to build a mob farm. And so I want to do something similar, but a little bigger than what he did. He did one that was a little bit compact and was very efficient, but I want to do something a little bit larger. We've got these farms that kind of surround our base, and they all have a similar kind of theme to them. I want to take that theme, but sort of evolve it a little bit. We've been talking a little bit about how our base and some of our surrounding areas have these black stone elements, and I want to utilize a little bit of that. And also, we have this circle, but there are some things that are outside of the circle. For example, we've got the lodge up here, and I think I want to do something else that kind of balances that. So I'm thinking kind of down here where this weird little ravine is. That's kind of where I want to do this mob farm. It looks so weird. So weird. Yeah, all of the chests on Christmas Day, they turn into packages, which is super fun, but it's just such a weird look. So I think we're going to use a bunch of smooth stone. I think we're going to use a bunch of black stone. I think we're going to use a bunch of wood. All right, let's head over this way and see if we can find where that weird little ravine is here. Like it was off in this direction. Maybe? Yep, that looks promising. So let me describe a little bit of the design I have in mind. I kind of want to do the smooth stone like we have with all of the other farms, but up top where the actual spawning is happening, I want that to be enclosed in black stone. And I want it to look a little bit like an anomaly, like something that is being supported by the smooth stone, but that is kind of weird and unnatural looking. We'll just have to see how it goes. I also kind of have an idea for something of like an hourglass shape. And I guess the first thing I kind of need to do is measure how tall we need this thing to be, how far up do I need to be to AFK without loading all of the underground caves, all of that. Our base is going to be 19 by 19. And then it'll go up for a bit, it'll get a little bit skinnier, and then it'll flare back out to that 19 by 19 shape. All right now we have a little bit of a base, which we will figure out a little later. And then you can see it sort of slopes up with this smooth stone. Right here on top is where the drop will be for the mob farm. We will, of course, fill all of this in. And then in here, this is where I am imagining all of the collection will happen. So there will be chests or something here that we can access that have all of the drops from the mob farm up above. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a tube that goes up about 24 blocks. And I think I'm going to make that out of glass. And then we're just going to build this same thing, but upside down. Okay, now we have this glass column, just a little bit of smooth stone up top here, and this is just sort of like mirroring what's going on down below. We fly out a little bit, I'll show you that we kind of have the start of that hourglass shape. It's kind of scooping up here, and then you can see we're going to start to kind of smooth it up into the glass, and we'll do the same thing on the top to reflect this sort of design. Okay, making pretty good progress here. There's a couple of things I'm going to need to figure out. One of them is the whole spawn proofing situation, because up here I don't want these torches up here, but I also don't want this to have a bunch of mobs all over it. And I suppose I could cover it in wool, that'd be one option. I could do slabs, but the problem with slabs is smooth stone slabs have a very defined edge, and so it would look like there were slabs all over it. So I don't know what to do there yet. Some of the corners I could probably do walls or something to, again, help smooth some of that out. We'll see. Up top I have a mirror image of this. It's just a little kind of stacked pyramid. We fly up there and see, yeah, just kind of an hourglass shape, like I was saying. Inside here, we're not really going to have much going on, just a drop tube. And then at this level, this is where the farm is really going to start. And I think the farm is going to be 13 by 13, if I remember right. And we're just going to have a lot of platforms so the mobs can spawn, and then they'll walk off the platforms into a water stream and get flushed down the middle here. Okay, this is going to be where the water is that's going to collect all of the mobs. And right here, this is the glass tube that goes down to the collection area. I just have it plugged up so that I don't fall in and kill myself. I'm going to put some stairs around here just because sometimes when you are at the edge of a water stream, the mobs like to just kind of camp out a little bit, and I don't want any campers. So we'll replace the very edge with stairs, and that'll kind of encourage them to go over. And then in the corners, we're going to do a little bit of a stack of stone, something like this, so that we can get the water to flow all the way to the edge. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to put some fence gates here, and the fence gates will prevent the water from flowing down the tube. We open those up, they won't have a hitbox, so the mobs will just pass right through them. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab a bunch of oak, and we're going to start building a bunch of platforms. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to come up 3 blocks, and that way, when we build our wooden platform, there will be plenty of room, even with the water, for the mobs to flow underneath, and that way nothing gets trapped. We're just going to make a 3x3 platform, and we're going to come over 2 blocks. We're going to do another one. Like that, and we'll come over 2 more blocks, another platform. You can see here around the edge, we're leaving a 1 block gap all the way around. these 2 blocks and these 2 blocks we will knock back out. There'll be plenty of room for the mobs to fall down into the water collection. And we're just going to add another row of platforms. There we go. And then one more row of platform. Perfect. Now I'm just going to knock out these connector bits here. Get a feel for what this will look like. Just going to be a whole bunch of wood platforms. And obviously we will enclose all of this so it will be in the dark. Like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come up 2 blocks and we're going to do another set of platforms. We're just going to keep building platforms until we're about 5 platforms deep. You'll notice I'm putting a column in the center of each of the platforms. And that is to prevent spiders from spawning. If you don't have a 2x2 area, then spiders won't spawn. Spiders, while string is useful and spider eyes will be useful, they have a tendency to clog up mob farms because they can climb. And so we're just not going to deal with them in here. We're just going to do the creepers and zombies and skeletons and witches and stuff. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 platforms deep. Let's see here. Let's grab some rockets. Let's take off and take a look at this from afar here. See what the proportions look like. Yeah, that's about right. So if we were to enclose that, it'd be pretty close to what's going on the bottom. Very cool. Let's see here. If I plop up here, the next thing I think we're going to need to do is we're going to have to go through all of these platforms and put trapdoors on each side of them. Don't understand why it takes so much wood to make trapdoors. There we go. Those are all trapdoored, and now I get the job of going through, knocking down all the trapdoors. The reason we do this, as you may very well know, is mobs can't tell if trapdoors are open or closed. And so they always think that it looks like this, like they can just walk across, even when the trapdoors are like this. So if mobs spawn up here, they're just going to see the trapdoors as solid blocks and try to walk across and fall down into our water collection system. Okay, I think I got them all. Okay, we're going to put the water in here, we're going to put the sides on here, and then we'll put the top on, and that should make it a working mob farm. All right, last thing we have to do here to make this functional is put a roof on it. But before we do that, I just want to fly out a little bit, take a look from a distance. And what I'm hoping is that we're starting to see a little bit of that hourglass shape. A couple things I want to do. I still want to put a base on it. I think I might bring the smooth stone all the way down just so the glass looks a little more supported. And we might do a little bit of that pyramid shape on the top as well. You can see there that I did a little bit of the tinted glass just to make it feel a little bit more organic, a little more worn, a little more interesting. So yeah, that is looking fantastic. All right, let's put a roof on this thing and see what happens. Yeah, lighting this thing up is going to be a little bit of a trick. Definitely going to have to figure that out. Let's hop over a little bit, take a peek, see what this thing looks like. There we go. Definitely has that hourglass shape. I like that a lot. Let's see if we're getting anything dropping down here. Can't be too close, but I also can't be too far away. There we go. I'm not sure how many drops we're going to get out of this. And you know, if it's not fast enough, we could always tear the roof off and add a couple more layers. Like right now, at the height I'm at, I am loading this, but I'm also loading a lot of the underground caves and all of that. So if I got up above it, so I was only loading the farm, I bet you we'd get a lot more drops. The next crucial thing is we need to come up with a collection area for all these drops. So I think what we'll do is right here, we'll just put some hoppers so that when the mobs fall, they'll die on top of the hoppers, and then we'll send the hopper line into the back of a bunch of chests. They still all look like presents. It's so funny. I think I'm just going to have a bunch of single chests like that, and then I'll have hoppers running into the back of them from the collection area up here. I might experiment with some frog lights. Let's see here. There we go. See if maybe I can use those on the exterior of the farm. Also need to heal up my wings. My wings are trashed. Okay, we've got us a really simple little hopper collection system here. I went ahead and enclosed it just so nothing bounced out or got lost. And then the hoppers come down into the back of the chests. And we will eventually build these walls and enclose this whole area. And stuff's starting to trickle in, so that is promising. You know, the arrows, the bones, the gunpowder, probably the most interesting. The rotten flesh, I could eventually, I suppose, create some sort of filter, kind of take the rotten flesh out, but I'll get to that some other point. Next thing I think I want to do is maybe create a little bit of an AFK platform so we can see how much we can actually get out of this farm. Okay, this is 40 blocks above the farm, so I'm far enough away from the mobs, but close enough that the entire farm is loaded. And if I remember right, I believe the ground was at about 108 blocks of elevation. So right now I am sitting at, what is it here? Yeah, I guess another 100 blocks above that. So hopefully I'm not loading too much on the ground. So I think I'm going to build a little bit of a platform up here and then just hang out for a day and see what we get as far as drops. Okay, let's see if I can get this landing here. Nice, perfect. Okay. Hopefully I don't get any phantoms or anything creeping in here. We'll see, I guess. I'll just kind of hang out for a bit and see what happens. Okay, stood up here all night. You know, while we're looking around, a couple of things I noticed. Like way over here, there's this weird little, sort of like a cave. It's just sort of an undercrop, and it's got like stalactites and things. This nice little valley. And man, look at all these blue flowers over here. I was gonna fly around and try to find more blue flowers, but I found them. They're all right here. Okay. Oh, hello, creeper. Yeah, that's something I was fearing, is that we would get things spawning on the farm. Oh well, let's see how we did here. Fly on down. Get anything else spawning on here? Nope. I could hear them. Cool. Yeah, definitely stuff trickling in. I think the way that I have this hooked up, it's going to fill up in the middle first, and then it'll probably spill over into the other ones. I could probably route this in a more intelligent way to get them to fill, you know, left to right, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Maybe when I add a rotten flesh filter or something, we can change that around. But yeah, this feels... Oh, hello, spider. I'm not sure how you happened either. But yeah, definitely feels like a working mob farm. Between episodes, I'm going to work on this place a little bit more. Maybe get a couple of the walls installed and try and see if I can figure out how to light this place up. On our next live stream, I'm hoping maybe we can get out there and check out some of those caves that we saw from up top. And then also keep an eye out for the New Year, New Me poll. I definitely want to see everybody vote and decide what skin I should wear in 2024. And with that, I hope everybody has a happy new year. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.